All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles as great millstone. And the Southeast brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Firstly, how's named Heavenly Father? Bahasham means in the name, Ba'in Ha-the-Sham name. Yahweh Shai's name, only begotten Son, and Rakha Kodash means Holy Spirit. Literally translated Spirit Holy, Rakha Spirit Kodash Holy. I'm gonna hop right into it, like we started off after we give praise to the Heavenly Father and the Son, we say double honors to the apostles, and it's only right, man. All right? This Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee and thou mayest live long on the earth. Okay? And that's plain, man. That's the first commandment with promise, to honor your father and mother. But then it says what? Your parents and the Lord. So this talking about our spiritual fathers, our elders. In fact, let me see if it's in this one. Let's see what the Greek is for father here. Right? A title of honor, teachers as those to whom pupils trace back the knowledge and training they have received. Okay? So we have spiritual fathers, men that have taught us. And it said this is the first commandment with promise, meaning when you read, I might as well get it. When you go to Exodus 20, and it goes through the commandments, it tells us what not to do. And then when you get to, Exodus 20:12, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee. All the other ones just said, don't do this, don't do that. This commandment tells us what to do, and it gives us a promise that we will last long, we will live for doing this, man. So part of your longevity in this truth is honoring our elders. Okay? Point blank, period. Let me see something real quick. This is 1 Timothy 6:1. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of the Most High and his doctrine be not blasphemed. So speaking against, your teachers, going against your spiritual fathers can be considered blasphemous, man. And that's not the example the apostles, left us. They show us to honor the elders by honoring their elders. And we've seen and we learned that. See, in this world, we didn't know that, man. In this world, they teach you to go against male authority. Make sure I be specific. Because they make sure they teach you got to do this for women. Be respectful to women. That's why the most cutthroat gangster nigga out here, he'll do anything for a damn woman, man. Out their damn minds, man. All right? But we come to this truth, and the example the apostle showed us, they honor their elders. For one, they don't talk shit about those men. All right? And two, they follow the example that was left behind to them from their elders, man. Starting with John the Baptist Bivens. Okay? All right? Abba Bivens, man. They didn't stray from the doctrine. And even when they got further advanced in things, they learned, because it says knowledge will increase the end, when more was given to them, they didn't down their elders saying, oh, you didn't know this and that. Like, that's madness, man. That's out of order. And the Lord is all about order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Okay? And I'm gonna hit some precepts proving that we have spiritual fathers, just real quick. Because, motherfuckers, that's talking about your actual fathers. Look, man. Look, we have elders. We looked the word up. It is what it is. What was it? I think it was 1 Corinthians 4. Yep, this 1 Corinthians 4. And 15. I'm gonna start at 14, actually. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you. And you know what's great about that? When you read through this section, Paul was going through the different stuff we would go through, man. All right? The tribulation, he was exhorting them. This is the things we go through, but the Lord got us, essentially. And he said, this thing's not to shame you, but he's warning us. And our apostles have done that. They've been very hands-on with the flock to make sure we were edified and built up, especially considering the times we're in. All right, the times of temptation. All right, the times of affliction, persecution, etc. They made sure we was built up. They made sure that we understood Sirach, the 2nd chapter, man. And we live by that. As a father builds their son up in the admonition of the Lord. They make sure that we stick to the script. They exhort us. They chasten us, verbally or whatever judgment is dealt out to keep us doing what? Going for the Lord, man. For though you have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, so you may have different men that you can learn from, get edified from. We watch videos from all type of brothers, even younger brothers, right? For though you have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, yet have ye not many fathers. For Mashiach Yahushua I have begotten you through the gospel. Like it says in Peter, man, we were born. Let me keep going real quick. Wherefore I beseech you, be ye followers of me. And that's order. All right? That's order. We on the same path, one leading another. Okay? But it said, I have begotten you through the gospel. And that's how we're born again, through this word, man. This is 1 Peter 1:23. Being born again not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible by the word of the Most High, which liveth and abideth forever. All right, so we're born again through this word, which of course is through the spirit and power of Yahushua. We have men that have labored with us. Okay? They've labored with us. They taught us these things. These are our spiritual fathers, man. All right? And we're their spiritual sons. And more direct, and of course the apostles are counted as fathers, the apostles and elders, and even more so the men that have directly taught you. We got to make sure, remember to, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, make sure, remember to reverence, of course, the whole brotherhood, but that extra honor to the men that have labored with us personally, man. Now, some brothers learn strictly from videos. Some brothers were taught hands-on personally by men, elders, etc., man. And we must remember to reverence those men because they have labored with us. And it's interesting that the word labor for dealing with this is the same word when you give him birth. They call it labor because Paul said this, man. Now, let's see. I know it's in Galatians. Did I ever pull it up? Maybe not. Let me see. This is Galatians. Remember, Paul, he went to check on the Galatians. He was like, what's going on? Who swayed you, right? Shalakia, bear with me. Is birth pain one word? Okay, it's not. God damn it. Salakia. I know it's Galatians. Forgive me for I must type this in to find it. It's 4:19. I knew I was at 4:09. This is Galatians 4. So we see, Galatians 4:10. No. Yeah, Galatians 4:9. But now after that ye have known the Most High, or rather are known of the Most High, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage? Ye observe days and months and times and years. I am afraid of you, lest I bestowed upon you labor in vain. So Paul is talking about putting in the work with them. That labor, edifying, building up, teaching, etc., right? But now let's jump down. Verse 19. My little children, because he was going through it like, what's going on? Did I labor in vain? What's up, right? My little children, of whom I travail in birth again until my Mashiach be formed in you. So he was like, look, I got to travail in birth. That's what it is. He's like, it's a labor. I got to travail in birth again. Like, I got to preach this word again into you, teach you these things again, until the spirit is like in you. Like, you ain't got to get put back under the hard bondage of the law. Is what Paul is going into, actually. All right, you look, now we still keep the laws of responsibility, but we rehearse the righteous acts. We ain't perfect with it. We technically don't know the exact day of the Passover, but we do keep it to the best of our ability. And Paul is like, look, y'all trying to get back under the law perfectly. Did I labor in vain unto you? Nah, man. Remember Yahweh Shai. I got to labor again. I got to travail and birth again. This is a labor. It's like birth pains. We're born through this work. So you're dealing with younger brothers. It's like giving birth. Like Paul mentioned as one of his afflictions. He said that what comes upon me daily, the cares of the churches. Okay. It's an actual labor, man. All right. So the men that come before us and the men that labor with us, hey, they gave birth to us through this, of course, it's Yahweh Shem Yahshai, but it's like they gave birth to us by teaching us this word, man. Just like it's the Lord that puts a baby in a woman's womb, but it takes a father and a mother, The Lord is increasing us, but it takes a man to teach us. I have watered, I have planted, Apollos is watered, but the Most High giveth the increase. Yahweh Shem Yahshai giveth the increase. Okay? So Paul was hurt, man. I desire to be present with you now and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you. He like, man, I know I didn't do this in vain. Y'all received this word. Y'all was ready to give out your own eyeball for me. Y'all know what's up, I gotta start over and be in the birth pains again until the spirit of Yahweh Shai's in you. Do you remember Yahweh Shai gives us grace? That it's not righteous by the law anymore. But the point is, he called it as if a woman is giving birth, man. Dealing with younger brothers is like that, man. It's a labor. Got to go over the Hebrew, correct this. You got to repeat this, repeat that. This is what was the other one? I was thinking about it. There is no 1 Corinthians 4:22. My app is tripping. I feel like it was another one I missed. I read that one. I'm going to read this verse, though. This 1 Corinthians 4:17. For this cause have I sent unto you Timotheus, who is my beloved son, and faithful in the Lord, who shall bring you into remembrance of my ways which be in Mashiach, as I teach everywhere in every church. All right, so sometimes we got to be put in remembrance, man. And that's what he was mentioning in Galatians. Got to be put in remembrance of Mashiach, you know? And that the law ain't what's going to save you. You know, we need refreshers in this truth, you know? It happens. We're in this flesh, right? This is, 1 Timothy 1. Oh, no, there's Philemon. It's Philemon 1 and 10. I beseech thee for my son Onesimus, whom I have begotten in my bonds, which in time past was to thee unprofitable, but now profitable to thee and to me, whom I have sent again, thou therefore receive him, that is my own bowels, whom I have retained with me, that in thy stead he might have ministered unto me in the bonds of the gospel. So that's the bonds he's speaking of. He said, I've begotten him in my bonds, the bonds of the gospel. He called him what? His son. All right. Salakia. That was another one here in this Philemon. Okay, yeah, that's it on that one. So it's clear, you know, we have spiritual fathers, right? Who are our elders, the men that labor with us. First Timothy. So like you bear with me. Let's make sure I get these points out. I guess that was it on that. Was it another one? Let me just do this. Let me just do this. This is it. This is the one I was looking for. The 2 Corinthians 3:1. Do we begin again to commend ourselves, or need we as some others epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you? Ye are our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men. All right? The labor that the apostles and the elders, you know, have put in, we're their work, man. We're their letter. All right? And the world can see it because what? We perform the things that we were taught. We teach these same things. All right? For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Mashiach, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the spirit of the living power, not in tables of stone, but in fleshly tables of the heart. And such trust have we through Mashiach to Godward. Okay? So through the Spirit, we're like Paul wrote letters to different churches. The brethren, you know, the different books and letters are wrote. You know, the Acts, all that stuff. Hey, we're that letter, man. All right, through the Spirit. We're the labor that we're the fruit of the labor that men have put in. All right, and we show that forth. We honor those men by doing this work. The same example that left unto us. The same example the elders have shown us by following their elders and continuing in the work. That's the same thing we're doing, man. And that's why they're worthy of double honors, because they showed us the most important thing to do, which is to continue in this work and teach Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, man. It's Hebrews 13:7. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of the Most High. So they got the rule over us. That's why they called them masters. That's why they're called fathers. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of the Most High, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation. So they didn't just teach us and then take a break. They didn't get discouraged when the year 2000 happened as thought. They not putting videos saying the great return of the great millstone. No, man. They never stopped teaching. Their faith has followed, man. It says, I have believed, therefore I have spoken. So they showed us these things, man. They showed their faith. And we are their works. As we read the letters of Paul, we are their letters of Paul. Okay? Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. So it's good, as like to say in the world, for them to get their roses now. For us to show them that honor now, for one, we really show it by continuing in the work, man. You know, for being in order and obedient to them. But also, it says, what does it say in Proverbs? And this is Proverbs 27:2. Let another man praise thee, and not thy own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. So there is a time and a place to praise men. All right? And these praises redound to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because ultimately, it's the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai for giving us these proper teachers, man. Proper elders, faithful elders, man. And that's why they have such good report. That's why they have a good name, because they showed their faith. They teach the good and the so-called bad of the scriptures, man. They don't hold back. They have not shunned to give us the whole counsel. All right? No, they showed us that, look, when the affliction come, the persecution, whatever, endure it. This is Philippians 1. And 12. But I would ye should understand, brethren, that the things which happened unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel, so that my bonds and my shiach are manifest in all the palace and in all other places. And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. So the different experiences the apostles go into, like the 9/11 thing, how Esau tried to blame them for at one point. They kept the faith, endured. All right? They showed us how to be a brass and wall against these scoffers. The scoffer go off, they going to teach what's written. They say we got a rape doctrine, we pedophiles, and the elders and apostles keep bringing out what the scriptures say, no matter what. And that make us more bold to say, to hell with this world, man. We're going to teach what's written, man. And we're going to do the spirit by Yahweh Shem Shai, Abba Ratazah, Father willing. And we're going to continue in these things, man. It's important to have good leaders, man. This world teach us to be against male authority, man. That ain't part of the spirit, man. And that's something we have to learn. And that's through the spirit. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I know I had to learn it. You know, growing up, I was a fucking nigga, man. So I got this truth. Got to learn everything. And that's something you pick up on, man. This is honorable right here, man. These men are showing us the way of Yahweh Shai and showing us and teaching us how to be bold in the Lord, man. To endure this thing. To be diligent, careful, making sure we're not just spewing madness, man. This Hebrews 6:11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. That he be not slothful, but follows them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. All right? So the apostles have showed us that same example that our forefathers in the scriptures have showed us. Abraham, etc. They all endured, man. They all showed their faith by their works. And we are the apostles' works. And Lord willing, they are the elect, man. I know for one thing for sure, they got the truth. I mean, how about you bless them to endure? Even Paul mentioned in one of his letters to pray for him. So, man, how about you bless, and may they have been blessed from before the world was created to be the elect. And may we be the elect with him. One thing's for sure, this is the right path, man. And I'm going to end it with this. Of course, this is 1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. So not just, of course, we reverence the hoary head. So really we're supposed to honor older men anyway, or have a certain level of respect for older men anyway. Even in the world, man, they may be a dumb nigga, you know. But we got to have respect for them. We can't be like these niggas do in this world. They fucking, they just behave basic, proud against the ancient, man. It's just disgusting, you know. So but this, it says, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. All right. So we don't got to give double honors to an older man in the world, but it's still, just because we the Israelites, part of our culture, certain level of respect. But an older man that's in the truth, it's a double honor, man. It's a double respect, man. They rule well. They labor in this word, man. They show us that same example. Okay? In fact, man, the spirit ended when the spirit wanted to end. Fuck. Let me see if I can find it this way. I was on 87 verses. This is 2 Thessalonians 3:6. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the tradition which he received of us. So we got order, and yes, we follow men. Be ye followers of me, as I'm a follower of Yahweh Shai, because ultimately we following Yahweh Shai. And hereby I know we know men after the flesh, man. We following angels. Are we following gods, man? That so happen to be trapped in the flesh, but they are walking in the spirit. For yourselves know how you ought to follow us, for we have behaved not ourselves as orderly among you. Neither did we eat any man's bread for naught, but wrought with labor and travail night and day, that we might not be chargeable to any of you. And Paul put the work in night and day, laboring with these men. You know, not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an example unto you to follow us. For even we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. And this is going into teaching, man. Paul was teaching with them, and this is the example we got to follow, man. All right? So we got to labor, then we got to work. We want to eat that hidden manna. We want to keep this understanding. We got to labor, man. If you don't use it, you lose it. And the example the apostle set before us is to keep pushing his word. And that's an example that was set by their elders, man. So we want to continue to eat this manna. All right, we gotta labor. So with that, hope is edifying. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostle, that's great millstone. And Southeast brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Baba Ball.